We're going to have Mr. Arakawa come up next. He is a local surfboard shaper and friend in the community with over 40 years of experience in having shaped boards for over 10 world champions. Eric Arakawa is a designer dedicated to the innovation and advancement of performance surfboards. He has been honored by the surfing media for his achievements, including Surfing Magazine's Shaper of the Year in 2003. Personally, I love riding his boards. I'm a big fan, but let's welcome up Eric Arakawa right
now. I'm the odd man out here. You heard from three very smart people. The difference between me and them is I can tell you everything I know in 5 minutes. I don't need 20 minutes. Okay, so I mean everything, just about everything. It's interesting to hear presentations coming from people from a science perspective, because in surfboards we use a lot of applied science, maybe not firsthand, but it all is science. And so how do we make sense of it? For us, we can qualify what we feel, what we feel when we surf ourselves, and what the feedback we get from our team riders. Often it's hard to quantify that and to bring all that information and take it to the next level. But we do it. There's this process it's this process that we go through of trial and error, and then we move forward. Sometimes we take a step backwards to take 2 steps forward, but generally the process does go forward. And with Dr. Dave, Luca, and Mark, these guys are all surfers, and they're scientists, but they're surfers. And I'm sure when Luca's out there surfing and he sees someone just gouge a cut back in the face, I'm sure he doesn't think, wow, that was a sick parabolic arc. No, I wonder if I can go back to the lab and see if I can go ahead and come up with that parabolic function. No, I'm sure he's not thinking that way. He enjoys surfing, and so do we here. So anyway, let me tell you a story, just like kind of how I connect with what they do to what we do in the field. So about 15 years ago, I was contacted by Solomon. For some of you guys that don't know the company Solomon, they're mainly a winter sports equipment manufacturer. I mean, they build skis and snowboards and apparel and all that. Pretty big in winter sports. And they wanted to start building surfboards. They contacted me to get involved with their program, and I've had some friends that were involved, and one of the VPs came over to meet with me and said, hey, we want to bring you over to our facility, give you a tour, talk about what we're doing, and hopefully you'll get involved. And I just told him, you know what, it's okay. I'm busy. And he said, no, just come. Just come. We'll take care of everything. We'll pay for your ticket. And I'm thinking, okay, cool, they'll pay for it. I'll have some French wine, some cheese, and some food. And if it doesn't go right, then there's no harm, no foul. I'll just, I'll gain a few pounds, and that's it. But anyway, so they brought me over. I flew in, and they gave me a tour of this massive campus. And what I was told, it was actually the most advanced, leading, and largest R&D sports facility in the world. They do all this testing, the research and development, and it was this massive, about 3 or 4 football fields under roof, just for R&D. And they took me into the center part of this very, very restricted testing lab, and I walked in with their lead engineer. He's a chemical engineer. He ran their product development and testing. And he showed me, he walked me through everything, and he did not surf. I could tell he didn't surf. And I knew this because I asked him. But so he walked me through the whole facility. It was pretty incredible. I've never seen anything like it. And at the end, I just wanted to pose a question just to see where he was at. So I was thinking, Solomon, they want to go put together some really quick pop-out boards. They want to get in this market, make a quick dollar. And so I asked them this question. I said, you know, I have team riders that have magic boards. They'll say this board's magic and it's unique. It outperforms all their other boards. And we'll try to copy it, we'll duplicate it, or try to replicate it. We'll go through several, and they always end up going back to one, or the one. And they identify one. Even if we give them like maybe say 10 seemingly identical boards, they'll pick out one. And I asked him, is that just in their mind, or are they really feeling something valid and real? And he said, that's 5 minutes, all right?
Keep going.
All right, maybe I know a little more than I think. But anyway, where was I? Okay, so I asked this question. He said, I work with different athletes. He said, I was the engineer who developed the bubble shaft. For those of you guys who golf, a long time ago, he developed this bubble shaft for these drivers for Ernie Els. And he said they went out to the field. They had 10 different drivers with 10 different shafts, 10% modulus changed from 1 to 10. And he said Ernie just took out each club and swung and hit balls. At the end, he just grabbed one. He said, this is the shaft. This is the club. And then the same thing with the Olympic athletes, because Solomon was owned by Adidas. And they had athletes track and field athletes that competed in the Olympics. And so they had shoes that were composite. They had carbon fiber and some Kevlar and some other stuff in there, some other types of soles that would give them spring off the block. And same thing, they had 10 pairs of shoes, 10% modulus change all the way through. They go to the field, and their track athletes would test these shoes. And at the end of the day, each one would have one that said, this is the shoe, this is it. And he says, what your surfers feel under their feet and what they call magic is real. He says it's not in their mind. He says it's real. He says at that elite level performance, the slightest differences they perceive and they detect. And he says, this is the reason why this facility exists, and this is my job, is to find out what makes each of those things magic. And so when he said that, I go, okay, I'm in. And so, and that's this one conversation I've never forgotten. So when I have people like Mark and Luca and Dave come to me and bring me something, usually it's easy to write off, but when they surf and they're trying to bring applied science and technology to enhance performance in our sport, then my ears perk up. And so anyway, I think all of us really desire more performance from ourselves and from our equipment. And these guys are there to help because they're servers first, and they love math. Anyway.
We're going to do the discussion panel now, right? Is that what we're doing?